Nityanandam. We start with a Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachilam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam. So two projects. One is Jeevan Mutki Grantha project and Samipya Mukti project. So there are two projects, and I've literally just had an experience with Samipya Mukti. So this is a recording as a SAKSHI PRAMANA. So me and my experience is what I'm going to be sharing. So one is live, the other is, I'll start with Samipya Mukti. Actually, with Samipya Mukti, I sat the Mahavakya chanting and visualizing myself having 25 heads, 75 eyes, and 50 hands, just as Paramashiva is seen in the Vedic references. And one is that I'm having a Kundalini experience. Like yesterday I had it, today as well I've had it, and I really felt like a huge intense happening with my third eye. Like even now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like there's like a hole that just been bored, and I felt during the time that I sat like a tunnel, a connection between myself and cosmos through the third eye. It's like literally anything I want to see with my, through my third eye, I can. It's how really this happened just now. So that's the first thing I am sharing. It's almost like it's like a tunnel, and it at the it's how you have the camera lens. So seeing through the camera lens, if you like, and at the end of it is like whatever you see. If I have a question, I can see it. It was like that experience is what I had. So that's the first thing I'm sharing with Samipya Mukti project experience. My Sakshi Pramana, it's my experience and a decision in myself that Paramashiva is real, and I want to experience myself as Paramashiva. I want to experience myself as super consciousness. So that's a very clear decision, if you like, that has happened. The Jeevan Mutki Grantha project is something that I will also quickly go through. So the Jeevan Mutki Grantha project is actually connecting with Swamiji through the Mahavakya OM NITHYANANDA PARAMASHIVOHAM, and then picking two, well, actually not picking, from the space of oneness, seeing the numbers that are shown, and then picking those pages from the Jeevan Mukti Grantha and reading those out and seeing what is the powerful cognitions that I want to internalize today, what is going to help me get a breakthrough, what is going to help me to get over my incompletions and live a much more blissful life. So that's one aspect. I'm going to share that. What are the breakthroughs I'm having? I'm actually having a lot is happening in the past few days, which I'm really excited to share about. And I'm noting it in my book of hearts. Okay, so I have a book of hearts, and it's like I mentioned in one of the videos, it's like pieces of puzzle are coming together. So what are the jigsaw puzzle, pieces of jigsaw puzzle coming together? So what are the pieces that I got today of the puzzle? I'm going to share that in a moment. But before that, I'm actually going to chant Mahavakya and pick the two numbers that see that from the space of oneness, see the numbers, and then read those excerpts and see how that fits in with the other pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that I have received today. So I'll chant the Mahavakya. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 38 and 88. Straight away 38 and 88. Okay, so let's see what 38 and 88 have to. 8 seems to be the number. 38. Almost there. Okay, so almost there. 38. Okay, so a young boy was driving his mother to the neighboring village. They were nearing the village when they remembered a particular bridge that used to be very old and unusable. The mother got very anxious and said, "I will never cross that bridge by car." The son said, "Let's see how it looks when we come to it." The mother said, "I'm sure the bridge will break if we attempt to cross it." The son replied, "Let's see how strong it is. We won't cross it without checking it carefully." The mother said, "If something happens to you or me, your father will never forgive me." She kept going on like this, becoming more and more upset. Soon they reached the spot where the bridge stood. The bridge had been replaced with a new one. There are two things to understand: chronological planning and psychological worry. Chronological planning is needed to set up a schedule for tasks or projects to be completed. For example, you decide, "I will wake up at 6 a.m., do my meditation, then take a shower at 7 a.m., and leave for the office by 8 a.m. I'll finish work by 5 p.m. and return home by 6 p.m. This type of planning is perfectly all right. But before you come to each task on your list, you start creating anxiety about it. You think of the pros and cons of each, etc. This is psychological worry. This is not needed. Chronological planning is fine, but psychological worry is not needed. It is like trying to cross a bridge before it comes. So that is number 38, and let's see what number 88 has. Actually, this is like I have something to 88 is 88 just says living enlightenment. Okay, so 88 is simply living enlightenment. So what I wanted to share about page 38 actually is today I've been writing in my book again, and the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that came is I saw two posts, and both of them were interesting to me because actually 3 posts. I'm going to talk about 3 posts. So 2 simultaneously, one after the other, were about the Tathagata, seeing things as it is. So in Buddhism, they have Tathagata, seeing things as it is. Okay, so those are the 2 posts I saw. And then why does number 38 connect with it, with the next post that I saw? So the next post was a photo card, and it was Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Sri Nityananda Paramashivam's powerful cognitions that he had shared, but it was organized in a neat way. So the photo card had 6 points. I'm going to read the 6 points. Okay, the first one: physical birth happens when mother gives birth. So when I am born physically, that is physical birth. Number 2, mental birth, when the root pattern is born. Okay, means when the mind, when we start to first cognize, language happens, etc. Number 3, when you complete with the root pattern, conscious birth happens. So yesterday in the video I mentioned about the root pattern, which is the original negative or incomplete thought current that we start to have for ourselves, life and others happens. So I mentioned this in the video yesterday about how my root pattern is reflected. I don't know if you remember, but my root pattern is reflected into these circles here. So this is from the Secrets of the Karma webinar. Maybe I'll do a video on root pattern. Let me just finish this bit first. So 3, when you complete with a root pattern, conscious birth happens. Number 4, when you decide to expand, authentic birth happens. Number 5, when you take responsibility for the world, maturity happens in you. And number 6, when you enrich others, divine being is born in you. The divine birth happens in you. Okay, so Then I had got another piece of the puzzle a few days ago, which was psychological disconnection is sannyas. So then it got me thinking, actually the mental birth is what the mind is. Okay, that's when I start cognizing, and going beyond mind is conscious birth. Going beyond the mind is conscious birth. So that's what I came to. And then of course SDHD is just that. It is a stuff which is made up in terms of our mind is doing that. Our mind is doubting super consciousness. Our mind is hating it, if you like, or yeah. So it is more the mental, psychological part of us which we want to go beyond, and that's done through completion and unclutching. And 38, the psychological planning, that's another piece of the puzzle, which is, well, psychological planning is the problem, because one can do chronological planning. You go from A to B to C to D, that's perfectly fine, but the actual story that happens behind it is the issue. So unclutching from that and completing that is what we are doing here with Swamiji through the initiations. And I again come back to, now I understand more clearly why Paramashivoham. I really do understand why initiations and why Guru. It's all coming together beautifully. So I'm just excited about the different pieces of the puzzle that are coming together, and I'm excited to share this. I'm trusting that you are getting something out of it. Please leave comments, leave questions if you have any, and I look forward to another video tomorrow. I'll end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you, Nityanandam.